And welcome to my playhouse, and today we're just gonna have a comfortable little vlog about camera equipment because I have a new package, and this has arrived from the United States, where Joe at Unky Joe's Playhouse has been so kind to again help me get something off of Amazon in the US. If you don't know it, when I do some videos regarding some kind of equipment, well, I leave a link in the description, and that's an affiliate link, and that very often goes to Amazon in the US, which means that I make a little commission, and that money is put on my Amazon account in the US. I could choose to get that on a check, and then they will be laughing at me when I come to the Danish bank and try to cash in that check. They will do it, but they will take a fee, and it's gonna be ridiculously expensive we don't use checks. So I had Joe help me. I found something on Amazon, I sent it to him, and he helped forward it to me. And he has been helpful more than once. And if you don't know Unky Joe, you should go check out his channel, where he also unboxed this camera, which is in this box. Because I bought this on Amazon and it was a used item. So I kind of asked Joe if he wouldn't be so kind to check it out before we shipped it overseas. It would just be ridiculous to receive a broken camera and have to ship it back to the US. It's not that easy. There's customs and crap, and you can kind of see the price of shipping an item like this. It's $55 to ship a package, and it's not that heavy. I should probably say what it weighs somewhere. About a kilo. Yikes, that's expensive. But let's open up, see what Joe sent me that I sent Joe. So yeah, right. Check out Unky Joe. And Joe also makes server videos, so it's not far off. So you might just happen to like some of the stuff that he's doing as well. He looks at things a bit differently. He built stuff. How did he take this together? American candy. Oh. Yeah, I might have asked him if he could send something, because I really enjoy that. There's more. Oh, Italy. Isn't that the Italian flag? If not, I'll be in trouble. Thank you, Joe. Candy. So here is the box in the box, which is it's a Panasonic camera, and it's a HC-WXF1. It's a rather new camera. I haven't buy the camera we are filming on right now is this one. That's the WX970. They are very, very, very similar. The reason I wanted a new one is actually because of this little camera that is on the side of this camera. That camera is meant so that I can film this, and I could kind of swap, and you could get my face on there as well. So I can kind of do a picture in picture and kind of give you two views of the same thing. And the good thing with this camera, when that camera was working, and with this new camera where it's hopefully is working, is that I don't have to do anything. I just pop out the camera and point it at me, and then that picture will be in the picture. It's irritating when I fuck it up. I do that occasionally. So very, very nice. Let's see. Joe had this out, and he did also do some test shooting just to make sure that it was in working condition. So it's about the same size, and there's a little ring here to protect it. Otherwise it looks, this is bigger than on my camera. I can kind of see that. Yeah, it might be very similar. Let's see, there is some reading material. I did already go and check this out on the internet. Books are available there, and there's a bit of plug, and there's some cables. There were also a charger in here, but that was with US plugs, and I very kindly asked Joe to, well, you don't have to ship that. Which might mean that there's room for more candy when you don't have to, you know, we have different plugs, we have different voltages, really no reason to ship that. There is the battery here. It's tiny. I do believe this is the small one. Yeah, the battery for this is available in two different sizes. There is one this is 1940 milliamp hours. Actually the same as the camera that I'm recording on. I have had this camera for 3 years at least now, and I have just used one battery on it, and I've been charging that between videos. I really should have gotten the big battery to make it easier on myself. Now I have two because it's the same battery that goes. I really hope I can kind of see that. Oh yeah, they have the same size anyway, so that goes in there. But let's go closer. Yeah, of course, here we have it. Oh, you thought we were gonna look at the camera? Oh, we'll just look at these lolly something. Yeah, we need to check this out. Oh, that's gonna be some weird sounds coming from here. Okay, the camera, I'm done chewing. It's a camcorder. I record my videos to make them easy for me to do, because otherwise I'm not gonna get them done. It has to be point and click. So the idea is that I point the camera at myself and I flip out the camera and I press record, and we are ready to go. And I do a clip, and then I stop it, and then I make the next clip. This one needs to go in there. So let's see what this camera has. It has something new. It has this viewport on the back. You used to have that on camcorders, and then they removed it when these pop-out screens became very popular. Everything has pop-up screens nowadays, but they actually put a really good viewfinder on this camera. I do believe that the resolution is at least 4 times bigger than on the pop-out screen, which I'm looking very much forward to checking that out. I will not be able to use that for anything. That wasn't why I got it. I more or less picked this camera, and I paid a lot of extra money for this camera for it to have that extra little camera that can point at me. This camera has that as well, but as I said, it broke sometime back. It just stopped showing any pictures when I popped that out. So I'm hoping to get back on that, and not that I use it that much. It's a feature you use sometimes. Okay, let's see. We have on the front, we have a couple of buttons: camera function, manual, auto manual. You can kind of pop that, and there is this focus ring where you can change things and use that. On top we have a microphone, and that's a Windshield 5 1-channel zoom microphone. I have no idea how it's gonna be a zoom microphone, but I guess it does stuff from all around. It's really good because normally I'm behind the camera and filming something and talking to you, so I need it to pick up the sound that way too. I have a fluffy microphone on top of my camera that I use. It's not much better than this, it just looks more professional. There is also the camera shoe in here, which I would be using to mount that microphone. It's kind of hidden away in here. I'm not sure if I like this flippity floppity thing here, if I'm gonna be more or less permanently mounting a microphone. What do I do with this? That's something I have to figure out. Then we have some ports in here, which is kind of okay. We have the for headphones. I never use headphones, but they can be plugged in there. And there's the charging port right there for charging the battery. Awesome. And then something important down here. They have moved the microphone, the external microphone port down here. On my camera, the one that we are filming on right now, it's kind of there. That means that I have the microphone cable going out of here, and I can't close this all the way. Luckily it can close enough so that it turns off the camera, so it's just always like that. It's not a big problem. I've really learned to work with that, so no problem. But yeah, it's gonna be nice to have it over here instead. Also on my camera, you put in the memory slot in the bottom here. At some point we're gonna change the camera setup, and I'm gonna be filming the camera that and we can kind of see that at that point, I hope. What else do we have? We have of course the little flip out camera. It works that I can be filming something like this, and then this is I would like you to see my expression, so I just pop out this camera, and I have a few seconds before it actually starts filming, so I can you can kind of see there's a little adjustment here. I can point it up and down, so I generally pop it out and try and point it at me, which can be a bit difficult, especially as you're kind of shaking the camera as you're trying to adjust it, and also this way. And maybe you can just do that if you really want to. So yeah, that's the good thing about that camera. Then I told you they moved the memory card slot over here. That used to be there. Also, it doesn't matter for me. I really don't care. We have a USB cable here for getting your data off. You can kind of see that. If you can connect it to your computer, and you can copy the data off the card. I must admit, I take out the card and I pop it in an SD card reader, because at least the other camera, that was USB 2, so it took longer. I could take this card out and pop it in a USB 3 SD card reader, and I would get some more speed out of that. We have Wi-Fi, and we have HDR. I don't think I have that on my camera. Yeah, I don't think my videos would benefit much from running HDR, but maybe. Then you can change from camera to still photo, and there is the power on and off button. There are some other things that they have removed from here. My camera, there's a tilt switch that you can do there. There is also a video in and out port, and there's the microphone connection. Otherwise we have the same. So that one is the new one. They also call it an FN1 and FN2. That's a function button, so you can actually go and program these and tell them to be something else if you want to. You can kind of see that they're called FN1 and FN2. It means that they are function buttons that you can go in the menus and program for something else if you want them to do something specifically. Then we have something up here, also a function button, and we have another button here that is new. Oh, there is actually. Oh, that's not new. I just never use it. So, and zoom in and zoom out. And we have. Luckily, they haven't moved the record button. That would be a problem for me, because I do this quite a lot. So yeah, let's pop in the battery and see if Joe has left some power for me on this. It's probably gonna complain about. I need an SD card for it. So you might have noticed that this is a 4K camera. If you look at my videos, they are usually only in HD, but this one that we are filming on right now, that is also a 4K camera. I've been recording everything in 4K since I got this. It also has to do with the sensor. There is a sensor inside of the camera, and that is, well, it has a specific size. And if you go down and only use it in HD, well, it just uses less of the sensor. And it's not as if it uses the whole sensor, some of it here and some of it there. No, it just kind of uses the middle part of the sensor at that point. That means that you can use a smaller part of the lens as well. And that becomes a problem when you want to do something like, there is not far, here's the camera and here is the photo. If I were to record this in HD, I would need to get the things further away to have the lens be good here. I am actually zoomed in a bit. We could This is the widest it will go, and there is literally, I think there's 40 centimeters from the lens and to the object that we are filming right now. And so yeah, so if I record it in HD, I will get a, well, I would probably only be able to do this, and now that I'm recording in 4K, I can do this. So that's a beneficial as well. I can kind of put the camera directly in my face, and you can kind of still see my ears. So kind of funny way to put it. I have an SD card here. This is a Kingston, and as I'm recording in 4K, I need the SD card to be quicker than if I was just recording in HD. So this one is a 90 megabyte read and a 45 megabyte write per second, and that is necessary when you're recording in 4K. Slower could probably do it. I did buy a really cheap card in Lidl at some point, and yeah, that was just too slow. I was able to record like 3 seconds, and then the camera would stop and say, well, too slow. And so yeah, I didn't record videos of a lot of 3-second clips. So let's pop this in. Let's see, I need to figure out how this goes. Let's see, it says that way. Is it? Okay, it's good. This is a 32 gigabyte card. I recorded a lot of videos on this card. Then at some point I became tired because I could kind of record two videos, and I had to empty it, and I went ahead and I bought a 64 gigabyte card. I could really go with 128 gigabytes. I haven't used the money for it, so we're just gonna use this spare card in this camera so we can kind of see it power on. Let's power it on. There. Everything looks as the old camera. We can kind of see the messy table and my candy over here. Awesome. It looks very similar to what I'm used to. Let's see if this pop-out works on this one. Yeah, we are there. You can kind of see yourself, right? So there's me. So yeah, this is really neat. Okay, it gets really small on your screen. So okay, this is cool. I can see there's 30 minutes of recording time, so that's 2 videos of 15 minutes. Maybe there's something on it. 7th of September, so you can kind of get an idea of when this was recorded. I do believe that the date is right. I just picked this up. It just came in with the mail. And yeah, awesome. Let's try and switch the camera so you can see what I have been recording on. Okay, so before doing that, I'm formatting the media. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong place. And that's really nice that this camera is so similar to what I'm used to be working with, that one, that, well, everything is kind of where it used to be. This is a couple of generations newer than the one that I have been filming on, but they haven't changed much, which is both good and bad. As you would like some new features, but well, you would also like to not have to learn everything right over again. So let's change camera. Okay, so this is the camera that we have been recording on for ages. It's even a little dusty. I've been taking good care of it, but it has been doing a lot of work, and I'm surprised that it has been as good as it has been. So I kind of use it like, I don't turn it off, I just flip the screen in, and you can see as soon as I flip the screen out, it turns on, as long as there's power on it, and it tells me that I can record for about 22 minutes. That's the room on the SD card. If I press it again, I can see there's about 37 minutes of battery life. If I flip out this screen, that one, it will make the yellow line down here, but the picture never shows up. So my thought is that maybe the cable for this to transfer the picture might have been bad, come off or something. So yeah, and it has this red microphone on top of it, and that plug is right there. So you can see that hits the screen when I close it down, but luckily the camera still shuts off, so it hasn't really been a problem. It's just I've had it a lot in a box, and this has been popping up like that, so that's not optimal. It also has a weird shoe. That shoe pops in the back here, which is a really weird contraption. We could just try and take that microphone off now. I'm gonna try and see if I can move it to the other. Let's see, where did you release that? That is some sneaky button somewhere. Oh yeah, there is a shoe releasement button right there. Oh, there, and that comes off. So I've just been using it as a shoe. There's all kind of electric connections to it as well. I haven't used that for anything. I'm not even sure that, I don't think they're really passed through, but the microphone is pretty good. So I'm still gonna be using this camera for something. Oh, it's just been a while since I've had that off. So that's cool, like that. And pop the microphone in again. So this camera has this cool sunshade up here, which I'm kind of gonna be missing. I couldn't be so lucky that it would fit on the new one. I don't think so. And when you take it off, we can kind of see it makes it look so much cooler with this on. So yeah, that's not gonna do it, unfortunately. It would look cool with this on it. Yeah, no, that's for this camera, apparently. It's still a good camera, it just doesn't have that picture-in-picture anymore. I have been thinking about maybe taking it apart and see if I can fix it. If you are running on your last leg, like only have one camera. I do actually have another camera. I started my YouTube channel on this camera. I still have it. This is a JVC camera. It has a built-in 60 gigabyte hard drive, and it recorded in full HD. It has become rather old now, and it gave me a lot of problems. It was kind of the reason why I was very late at starting my YouTube channel, because it recorded some weird file format, and I couldn't figure that out with my editing software and the file format. And well, I didn't try that hard, but 4 years later I recorded my first YouTube video in 2010, and 4 years later I tried again. I figured out that the file format, you just had to rename the bloody file to MP4 and it would work. Head banging stupid, but it did a couple of hundred videos. I don't remember if I did 200 or 300 videos on this camera before I got this one. And this was I bought this used from the UK, and it was months worth of YouTube money that went into purchasing this camera. Since then my YouTube earnings has increased, and this camera has kind of made its price back every month in a couple of years at least. So yeah, that's kind of nice. So yeah. So I don't often check my recordings, but I think we need to make sure that there is something on here now that I just recorded a whole lot. Okay, it tells me MP4. Let's see what we recorded. See if it looks okay. Okay, so this is the camera that we have been recording on for ages.
Yeah, it looks about right, doesn't it?
Good care of it, but it has been doing a lot of work, and I'm surprised. Okay, I put the microphone over on the new camera here, and I managed to, this little LED here, I pushed the microphone a little bit forward or backwards, so that I can put this in here and it's not gonna be messing around. It's gonna be in there really. Okay, and then it fell out. So I'm gonna be able to put it in there and it's just gonna stay there, I'm sure. I also popped this out. You can kind of see if I close the lid in. Oh, we can just see this first. If you saw the clip that I just filmed, there was date and time on that, and I don't want that, so we're gonna turn that off. And then date format, that's probably okay. Oh no, we use it differently. We use day, month, year down there. Cool. So yeah, cool. Exit. That's okay. That thing, where did that come from? Weird. Okay, but if we shut this in one-handed, is one hand too little there, and we can kind of see that then it becomes a picture in here. Can we focus on that? That's not easy, but you can kind of see that there's a picture in the viewfinder. As soon as we open this up again, the picture disappears and it's just over there. So maybe I can figure that out if it can stay on, or if I need to do that. So this is kind of a view of what I normally see. You're out there. So that's kind of funny, filming myself, filming ourselves. Yeah. There's a new feature here. I can actually press record on the screen and I can switch to taking a still photo. I never use that. I don't use this camera for still photos. Actually, more or less I use my phone for still photos. So yeah, that's kind of fun. So I could do some picture in picture here. We can try this one. There. And you can kind of see me. I wasn't quick enough, but yeah, we get a nice picture in picture right there. It's gonna be nice to have that feature back. I've been missing it. When you don't have it, you miss it. When you have it, you don't use it. That's just how that is. We could also try and press record here. So you can kind of see. Then we kind of have the picture in the picture. Me filming me, and yeah. I'm gonna keep this camera around because now I have a backup. I have always had this one as a backup, but yeah, it doesn't film 4K and this one does. So yeah, we have officially switched camera to the new one. See, now I removed the picture in picture. One of me is quite enough. Thank you very much to all the nice people that has helped support me by using the Amazon affiliate links in more or less all of my videos, so that I use all of that income to buy. It has mostly been camera equipment. Last year it was lighting and a monitor system. I'm gonna try that monitor on this camera at some point. I ran into the problem that, well, this camera didn't really use the monitor output as soon as you pressed record. You could see yourself setting the screen up. As soon as you started the recording, well, the monitor connection output was just not there anymore. And so yeah, it was, I should probably have read up on that because it was in the manual. Who reads that stuff anyway? So yeah, thank you very much for following those affiliate links and purchasing weird stuff on Amazon. I can kind of see what people buy on Amazon using those links. I can't see who you are, but you are out there and you're weird. So yeah, and thank you very much to Unky Joe for passing this along and adding extra stuff that I'm gonna be enjoying very much. I have already finished 3 of them. These recordings are very hard, so you need something for the sweet tooth. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again. Go check out Unky Joe over at Unky Joe's Playhouse. See his video on unboxing my camera here, because you're not gonna see it for quite a while. It's always behind the lens. Weird. Have a nice day. Bye bye.